What's up, everyone? I'm Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe, because if you don't, you may never find my channel again, because it's difficult to find because of the words are so common in the channel names. So today we're going to talk about complex PTSD and bipolar and how they differ, how they're the same. And do you think that people who go into rages, do they get a pass because they have a disorder or they have a deficit or a difficulty? Do we give those people a pass? Can you tell the difference between bipolar rage, BPD rage, and complex PTSD rage? I can't always tell the difference. I think you need background information to determine what type of rage it is, but it can feel very much the same. And a lot of times people will just say, oh, that person is bipolar, which might not be a nice thing to say, but they will stick them in that category when in fact it is more specific than that. But can you tell the difference? The problem with any type of emotion, even if it's ADHD, the problem with ADHD, which most people know about quite well, is that you can't really see it. It's not like it's a scratch on your arm. It has to do with behavior. And people can find all kinds of reasons to justify behavior, excuse it, work around it. Oh, I think they can control it. They're just bad. They're just this and that. But they actually do have a diagnosable disorder that is impacting who they are. And therapy can be hard to treat these disorders with therapy, although there are people out there that claim that you can. But most therapists have difficulty with treating someone who has the disorder. Like, they have to really specialize in it. They have to have a passion for it. It has to be their thing. Otherwise, it's hard not to get offended or hard not to not have to walk on eggshells. So people often, and I'm driving so you can hear my signal, but I can see why people would get bipolar and complex PTSD and borderline personality disorder all mixed up. People with these disorders can often get diagnosed incorrectly. Oftentimes you have people who actually have borderline personality disorder where the rage is coming through and anger. And so they get diagnosed with bipolar, and it's inaccurate. And then with CPTSD, same thing. They go into rages where they can't control their anger. They get mad very easily. They have emotional dysregulation issues. You know, I recently had a situation with somebody who was self-proclaimed PTSD. I personally think it's more complex PTSD because of the trauma that he experienced in his childhood. But it is real. I guess the honeymoon is over. And by honeymoon, I do not mean that I'm in a personal relationship with this person, but I do have to interact with him. And we got along great. We had fun. We would laugh, even though I could see this piece of him, but it was still fun. And I really didn't have any issues. I mean, I would see him go off about certain things and vent and express his frustration about certain situations. But now, here recently, the attacks have become a little bit more personal. And so recently I was helping him with a situation that really, it didn't involve me, but because he wouldn't take ownership or do something about it, I sort of had to step in and deal with it. So it's kind of like, if I dealt with it, he's going to attack me. If I don't deal with it, that's going to be a problem too because of the nature of it. Like, it could not go it couldn't be ignored. And I hated being in the middle of the situation. And then he actually told me to shut up, or he didn't say shut up, but he grimaced and got really angry and started yelling at me. Sorry, I'm driving. So, just got really ugly. Like maybe a 2-word, super gritting his teeth and angry. And I'm thinking, this is your situation. It's not even mine. So if you would take it over, then I wouldn't have to deal with this. So I just really haven't spoken to him in the last couple of days because I just felt like I can't deal. So the hard part is I do understand to a certain extent how these disorders work, and that the person isn't trying to be difficult. They just can't regulate the emotion. It's like their brains defy them, and they often feel shame and guilt later. I don't know if they can admit it or will admit it, but they often feel a sense of shame and guilt afterwards. But it's like, the problem is I'm also a human being, and I'm under stress and duress, and I have my own things. And so to have to deal with somebody's difficult attitude, extreme anger that doesn't make any sense, it is really, as a human being, it's hard for me to completely step out of it and be objective, because I'm a feeling type person. So it just doesn't feel good to have to deal with situations like that. So here's the kicker part. You can't change a bad apple. There's nothing you can do about it except for what? Throw it out, get it out of the batch, move it away. So you kind of have to think about these folks, and in that way, not in totality, because I do have hope. I do believe that people can make improvements, but they have to want to. They have to want to, and there are certain components of a personality disorder or bipolar or complex PSD not in control. It's like a part of their brain takes over and goes into survival mode, attack mode, and they're not thinking anymore. It's like they're thinking with the back of their brain and not the front. So it's like they are gone. Like that friendly, warm, happy, jokey person, when they are triggered, that's it. They're inside that trigger until they come out of it. It's kind of like with ADHD kids. People want them to control their activity, and they can't do it. And that is something that people don't understand, is they need help. They need assistance to do that. I've worked with ADHD kids for a long time, and I've seen people do all kinds of tricks, and let's give them Mountain Dew because it's high in caffeine and will calm them. Nothing works better than medication. You can counsel them, do therapy. There's a chemical imbalance that's occurring, and if you don't get them on medication at a young age, most of them they're gonna struggle all the way through school, and then they will self-medicate. So it's the same thing with some parts of these disorders. I think they may need medication to help them control it. They may need a lot of therapy and techniques, some deeper techniques. What I'm trying to say is accept reality, accept who they are. This is a component of who they are, how they function, how they behave. They're going to have moments in their life when they go a little crazy and they have temper outbursts and frustrations. So expect that. Don't be so shocked by it. Don't be so thrown off by it or upset by it that it totally ruins your day. And I'm talking to myself as well, that you let it define who you are. It has nothing to do with you. And the other thing is stay back. Stay back. Haven't you seen those? I've seen several this morning, cars that say stay back. And that's what you want to do as much as possible. You want to stay back. And just because they're exploding into a fit of rage or temper tantrum, it doesn't mean that you have to go there. You can be the calm one and just try to let them get that out of their system without making it worse. So if you can kind of get out of their way mentally and just let them have it, then do that. If you can escape or get away or pull back some, this might be a person who maybe you've befriended that you want to take baby steps backwards and get out of their way. I think that's important as well. So it's all about self-protection, protecting your mind, protecting your heart, protecting your body, your soul, and just having an understanding and some level of compassion for the way that these people are made and how they function. So just keep that in mind. Protect yourself. Keep in perspective that it's the disorder talking, has nothing to do with you. And thank you guys so much for listening to me. I sincerely aim to help you. That's all I want to do. So please, if you would do me a favor and like the video so that it can help more people, because I already know this stuff. I just take the time to try to help other people. That's all. So I'm at work now, so I gotta jump out. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please check out my books, The Workplace Narcissist and Flip the Script on Love, if you need to renew your love life and get better at it so you can attract the love that you want. And if you're dealing with difficult people, you'll definitely want to check out my books. I'll put the links in the description box. They're on Amazon. And I'll see you, my beautiful people, on the next video. Bye.